The time is here.
Let's go.
The time is here,
Let's
everyone.
go.
Thank you for joining us on this extended stream of This Is Now. I'm Davis. This is sports reporter Kyle
What's
Chenin
up?
over here. And if you can't tell by all the screens, we are ready for Super Bowl Sunday.
They
Kyle.
let the H&N Overtime boys onto the extended This Is Now stream.
It's about time.
Crossing paths. It is about time, and it is the perfect time, Davis, because it is time for the Super Bowl.
It is, Kyle.
The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, two high-powered offenses, two, high-powered, exciting teams all year, ready to go at it this Sunday in Arizona, in a battle in the desert, Davis.
It really is. It's going to be fantastic to see. I hope you guys stick with the stream. Kyle and I have put together this hour-long special that is filled with special guests from inside the station. We got packages from our Arizona station out there. It's really exciting, Kyle. We put everything into this thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think for us, it's probably the closest we could get to actually going out to Arizona and experiencing this thing. But still lots of fun, and I can't wait to just discuss, break down everything. Can't wait to talk to some of our guests. Give you guys a little bit of a spoiler. The first two guests we have on, they might be rooting for the team that's directly behind me. And
that's true.
So, you'll get a little bit of that. But, I mean, it's just so exciting seeing all the NFL experience things from our Arizona sister station out there. It's been so cool to see, and just how excited that city and that state really is getting for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was at the Super Bowl last year. Well, somewhat in the Super Bowl. Kind of not really. I was there with Lynn Kawano for other packages and stuff like that. But just being in that atmosphere, Kyle, seeing all the Super Bowl setup, seeing the banners, even the stadium with the huge logo.
Right.
It's unlike anything.
Oh, I can't imagine. I mean, we went to an NFL regular season game for work back 2 years ago, and that was insane. And I can't imagine this, just the fact that it is a Super Bowl. There is something on the line at the end of this game, ultimate supremacy of the 2023 season. So I just can't imagine the buildup. I can't, picture it because I haven't experienced it. But oh man, this must be so great.
Yeah, it's really unreal. And in this special, we get into just what fans are expecting, the Super Bowl experience, even more in depth on, the traditions over in Arizona, because their traditions are unlike anything else.
And I love it when the NFL or a major sport or a big event comes to a certain place or region or city, and they want to make, they want to reflect the culture or represent the culture of the community / place that they're going to. Obviously, if you couldn't tell, we got the turquoise colors out. We'll get into that a little bit later. But, the Super Bowl, the NFL has ingrained some of that very unique Arizona culture into the Super Bowl. Same with, say, the World Cup, wherever they go, or the All-Star game in the NBA. Their logos are always different depending on what city they're in, right? So it's just super cool. I just love that fact as well. That little tidbit. So much to get to, dude.
Super cool for a Super Bowl, Kyle.
Hey, that's my job. Don't ever do that again.
I hope you guys will be seeing all of that and more in this special. We go, like I said, we go into everything with Arizona. A little bit of special treats in the end too. We end off with kind of some fun stuff, Kyle.
Right, exactly. I mean, you have to have fun. I mean, this whole game is going to be fun. I just can't wait.
Yeah.
I've been, everybody knows Patrick Mahomes and, the year that Jalen Hurts had. I just can't wait for these two to just kind of let it fly.
Yeah.
Not fly, Eagles fly. I don't want to say that a little too loud just in case.
There's a Chiefs screen behind you.
I know. If you want to switch to my close-up and I say fly, Eagles fly with that behind me, it's not going to go good, my friend. But
yeah, absolutely.
It's just going to be so fun. And just this time of year, right? You always think Super Bowl parties, friends and family.
Yes.
Overeating.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
I can't tell you how many times you don't think you think you're hungry, but then you just keep going. You keep going. Keep going back for seconds, thirds, fourths. If there's a poke platter, sushi platter, it's gone.
Oh,
dude.
Trust me, Kyle. I'm going to my grandma's house on Sunday, and she has a full menu. Let me just tell you that.
I will be
There's
here.
There's going to be some overeating there, guys. It's going to be bad.
I am going to be here working on Super Bowl Sunday, but I will bring in a platter of something.
Okay.
Just for everybody. it's kind of a little tradition. I mean,
it's a little
you
tradition.
know the tradition, but just to have a little bit of some normal, like, kind of pseudo Super Bowl party out here in the office. So yes, the food is probably like the second best part compared to the game, and this game it's shaping up to be an exciting one.
It's going to be exciting. This special is exciting. I hope you guys stick with the stream. Kyle?
Absolutely.
With that, I think we should go ahead and get into this.
Yeah, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this all, my friend.
Now, take a look at this. If you remember right, the Arizona Cardinals' last game was on January 8th against the 49ers. So if you think about it, they've only had a month to put this all together. Our Arizona's family news chopper flew over to State Farm Stadium last week. Crews were busy painting the Chiefs and Eagles logos on the end zones. It's a day that has been years in the making. Arizona's family reporter David Caltabiano talks about the work that has been put into this weekend's game.
Well, after years of planning, Super Bowl week is finally here in Arizona, and let me tell you, expectations are high. There were 70,000 people who went to the Super Bowl experience at the Phoenix Convention Center over the weekend. That is second highest for that event in NFL history, only behind Indianapolis in 2012. Now, if that is any indication of how this week will go, leaders involved believe Super Bowl 57 will be wildly successful in Arizona. The world has its eyes set on the Valley. 200 plus countries are broadcasting the Super Bowl with more than 200 million people watching. Arizona Cardinals legend and future first ballot Hall of Famer Larry Fitzgerald says this game means a lot for State 48.
To be able to showcase our great state. I've lived here for 20 years, and to be able to see how our state has grown, how it's continued to grow in so many ways, to be able to see how our tribes are being highlighted for the great work that they continue to do in our state, and all the businesses that will be affected by this game, it means so much to our great state.
And we have a full list of the events happening in Phoenix, also from the East Valley to the west on our AZ Family News app. In Phoenix, David Caltabiano for Arizona's family.
All right, we are still talking Super Bowl, and you can't bring up Super Bowl with a Chiefs Super Bowl without bringing in some super fans, probably some of the biggest
fans in the state.
In the state, in the
biggest
island,
fans in the state.
The Pacific region. Yes. We have Sienna Pillaton, Lynn Kawano joining us here in the OTT room. Thank you guys so much for joining us and talking a little bit of Chiefs football.
My favorite topic.
For having us too.
I mean, we will get to them, but first we have to go.
True.
I mean, the Eagles haven't been to the Super Bowl since 2017, and these guys have been
2020,
2021.
Okay.
But before that, 50 years, right? So let's before they won a Super Bowl.
I mean, speaking of that, you are a diehard, lifelong Chiefs fan. Talk about that, like you just mentioned, right? 50 years since the 2020 Super Bowl.
Okay, but I'm not 50 years old.
No,
so
I know that, but I'm just saying. You've been a part of the Chiefs kingdom for a while during the dark times, and now you get to enjoy this dynasty. I don't know if you want to call it that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, I'm not lifelong, okay, because I moved to Kansas City to work for Kansas City TV station, and that's when I became a fan. But that was a long time ago, decades ago. It was in 2000. It was not long after the Derek Thomas incident. So it was a very difficult, very dark time for the Chiefs and for Chiefs fans. So yeah, I did ride through the rough times. I feel like this is the reward, right? Mm-hmm. This is our reward now. And I know it's not going to last forever. I mean, let's look at the Patriots.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Let's look at the Patriots. But, so it doesn't last for that long. So we got to enjoy it while we have it.
Right.
That's true. That's true. Well, I mean, this is a big Super Bowl. Eagles, Chiefs, big quarterbacks going at each other. Obviously, Mahomes yesterday winning the MVP trophy. Big surprise, guys. I mean, he's been outstanding this entire year.
Well,
I know.
There were times, though, that I was like, he's not winning it. He's not going to win it this year. And actually, the other quarterback who we will be playing this Sunday, Jalen Hurts, a lot of people were thinking that he was deserving of the MVP trophy. So,
and I think he would have gotten it if he didn't get hurt, right?
Yeah,
right.
There were several weeks where he was out, and it only proves that he was so necessary to that team, because then they broke their win streak. But two really good quarterbacks. And you're not going to hear us talking smack a lot about not about the Eagles. When it comes to the Bengals, that was my Super Bowl. Honestly, I told her I want to win this one ahead of the AFC game. more than any other game in my life.
Yeah.
You know, because of the smack talk ahead, right? Because of Burrowhead.
I know.
And Mayor Jabroni. Mayor Cincinnati.
Kelsey had some comments from
and shut
I was
your
kind of shocked by
mouth,
that.
right?
I was kind of shocked by
I
that.
want that shirt. Know your role and shut your mouth, right?
Yeah.
But that's so true. And it was so much hate going into it. But the Chiefs said nothing. On Twitter, even the
Yeah, that's
haters on
true.
Twitter,
Yeah.
the Chiefs were quiet. Even Reed was quiet, and I'm talking about
outspoken.
Justin Reed, not
Right,
Jordan.
right,
right.
Justin
Yeah,
Reed
very
was very
outspoken.
outspoken, usually on Twitter, and he didn't say a word ahead of
Yeah.
that game. So I wanted that game more. I'm definitely not as stressed out this week as that one.
It's kind of a different vibe, I think, right,
Yeah.
compared to the AFC title game, like you just mentioned. The Bengals fans,
Yeah.
the mayor of Cincinnati, like going at it online and stuff. But Eagles Chiefs, it's like it almost just feels like you're just gonna go see. I mean, more like two people on the team. They're literally just gonna go see their brother, right? They're gonna go see their family. It's
That's
like the
storyline.
Kelsey Bowl,
Yeah.
obviously,
The Kelsey
is the
Bowl, yeah.
storyline people are following, and there's just no like smack talk or anger,
aggression.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, it's cool. Let's see how these two like high-powered teams go
Yeah.
at it on Sunday. I mean, I don't know if you noticed the Eagles fans, even though historically they're
Mean,
pretty nuts
yeah.
Mean.
and
Some
wild.
Crazy fans, yeah.
They haven't really said much about the Chiefs.
Yeah, it actually has been pretty calm of a week leading up to the Super Bowl. I mean, everyone's super excited to see the Kelsey brothers go against each other, and I think both quarterbacks have a lot of respect for each other. There's been pretty much no trash talk on Twitter that I've seen, and so it's kind of a good feeling. And like she said earlier, we were so worried about beating the Bengals. We both didn't think we would, and so that's why we kind of felt like our Super Bowl was last weekend or 2 weekends ago. So now we can kind of relax a little and just be happy that we're here.
Right. And the Kelseys, but also, Reed, that's his former team.
Right.
So I think there's just a lot of respect there. Even though
Yeah.
Eagle fans can be pretty scary sometimes. I know Davis gave me that look, the Bengals game, right? Yeah, say what you will about the refs. Okay, I will say having
Davis.
5 third downs really
Calling me out. Gee.
But that last call was a legit call, right? The out
Yeah,
of
it
bounds
absolutely
call.
was.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one was.
absolutely.
Yeah, the other ones may be questionable. Yeah, I get it. I'm not going to argue about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm still sitting over here, because I still feel like the Bengals deserve to win that
You know,
game.
Davis,
Oh, Davis.
you are
Deserve.
you're walking on thin ice.
Deserve.
That's why I'm sitting on the other
Sir.
side of you, Kyle.
Thanks, appreciate that.
And the refs for the Super Bowl, right? Isn't Sheffers going to be the ref? Carl
so.
Sheffers,
think
and
so.
he's a very anti-Chiefs. I can't get fined for saying that, so I'm going to say that he
Yeah.
throws the most flags against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He seems to hate the Chiefs. So, yeah, the refs can work both ways throughout the year.
It all depends on what Roger Goodell has written for the script for this Super Bowl, right?
The NFL
The NFL script, the NFL script writers are hard at work.
They really are.
They needed the Kelsey Bowl, and now they're just right. They're still writing. That's why they needed 2 weeks, right, for the Super Bowl
Wow,
to
okay.
get this script correct.
Well, yeah, I got to ask. I mean, how are you guys feeling about this? I mean, obviously, it's a quarterback battle between Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, but it's going to be tough. I mean, that Eagles defense is ruthless.
They're
And
amazing, yeah.
that your guys' offense too. I mean, Mahomes has made it work. Kelsey has been a huge part in the entire season. But I mean, that receiving core that you guys have too.
What?
It's
Wait,
like
we have a receiving
Yeah,
core?
you guys
Yeah.
don't really have.
I thought they're all
Name
injured.
them.
So how
They're
are
all
you guys?
injured.
How are you guys
Tell us
feeling
who.
about this game? Is there nerves, or what would he say?
Well, so we're not fully healthy, and I mean that's kind of been our thing for the last couple of weeks now, but I don't know what receivers you're talking about, Davis, because most of them are hurt, and we have, Marcus Kemp, our
Marcus
bows in the
Kemp.
pros.
Go
Should we bring him up?
Bows.
One
I think we should
receiver.
bring him up,
Pros.
which is a great
Yeah.
story, but like honestly, he will get some playing time, I believe, because who else do we have? And same
Yeah.
with Mahomes, he's kind of limping around. So we're really going to rely on our offensive line to protect him. All it takes is one little tweak or one hit, and we're back to the start, back to the drawing board.
No, Kadarius Toney was activated. They say he's been practicing. He's been full practice, so that's good.
Yep.
Juju, Miko's out.
Yeah.
Miko is
So
out.
I think Marcus is gonna have to get the call, and
Yeah.
we're gonna be all for it. Bows in the pros.
Bows in the pros. It's a big. I mean,
I mean-
what a dream come true.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
that's
I
a
mean,
big
to be.
And then I know we keep hammering the Kelsey brothers, but it really, if Travis Kelsey is full go, They are gonna try and double team him, but if he can get loose, that's your ace right there. That's your guy. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, so maybe you guys have some sort of running game. He got activated ahead
Pacheco.
of this. And
Pacheco's been doing great.
Pacheco. Yeah. So it's just like, you have to have that balance, but like you said, without a kind of number one solidified deep threat, it might be a little tough for you guys offensively. But on the other hand, your defense is going to have to, your secondary is going to have to tighten up against these deep threat, these big play guys, and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So
also a questionable catch by the refs.
Yeah, that one was a little. That one was a little
NFC game.
Yeah. That was a little iffy.
Yeah.
That was real.
Yeah, and the defense has been playing a lot better. I will say I've felt a lot better about this defense this year than I have in many previous years. I mean, we saw Chris Jones; he was a beast, against the Bengals, and the Eagles know if Chris Jones is crying during the national anthem, it is going to be a bad thing for them, right?
Inspiring.
But Jalen Hurts does run very well. And Jalen Hurts does run very well as well. So there's threats everywhere. I'm afraid of the Eagles. I'm afraid of everybody. I tell people I feel like I've had my heart broken so many times by the Chiefs. It's like a relationship that you cannot walk away from. But it breaks your heart for so long.
Keep coming back.
So many years I keep coming back. And in 2020, I felt like he finally put a ring on it, I guess. Literally a ring.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, you're always afraid. You just never know what's going to happen.
Exactly. How do you guys watch games? I mean,
I've heard it's interesting.
I heard it's interesting at the Kawano household.
Yeah.
Right?
So when we do watch it together, we're very superstitious, and I feel like this is common for fans. It's part of being a super fan. But
a little
the
crazy.
way we do it is we all have like assigned seats. And once we start getting momentum and everything's going good for the Chiefs, nobody's allowed to move.
Wow.
You just stay. No one's allowed to use the bathroom.
Wow.
Halftime. You can go to the bathroom at halftime.
Yeah, but even then you have to go to the exact same position you were at.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's some hardcore stuff.
It is. But if things are going badly for us, we do like musical chairs.
You have to move.
Everybody's moving until something works.
And my kids all do it. I mean, everybody does it in the house.
You have
so,
to. Yeah, you can't not.
Yeah, and it sounds ridiculous, but it does. It makes a fan feel like they have some control over something they really don't have control over.
So I think I know what you're talking about too.
we're
I'm gonna
ready
play
for
this.
that.
So this is
2020.
Lynn Kawano right here.
2020, hiding.
Lynn, what are you doing? Is that you
I'm
under the
actually
blanket?
hiding.
She's under the blanket.
You're under the blanket
I
there?
have my knees up and
Oh,
I'm
look at
hiding.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, the Kawano fan.
so
Obviously, everyone's a Chiefs fan except perfect
Go
timing.
at that guy.
How did that happen? How did that happen?
Yeah, my
Oh
husband's
my
been a
gosh.
Packers fan. We've been to Lambeau and Kansas City and watched at Arrowhead.
We're proud, my man.
We've, we have watched games at Lambeau and at Arrowhead, and it's a good thing that he's in the NFC, right? That Green Bay's in the
That's true.
NFC, because it's rare that we have to have family feuds in the house. And right now he's outnumbered, so that's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
When it was just the two of us, it was not good, but now I have a lot more reinforcements.
Well,
Wow, that is so interesting. I mean, I have another thing. I full on expected, people to be like this family over here, over in Missouri.
Not.
This is viewer video that we got.
I know the face.
This is the reaction I felt like all Chiefs fans would have. I mean, look at that.
Dog. Yeah,
there's
that's
a
right.
lot going on.
There's a lot going on,
There's
and that
another kid back there jumping. How many are there?
they're all over.
That's a big family.
Yeah,
is a
that
big
was
family.
that was during the Bengals game, obviously, when the Chiefs hit that field goal to win the game. Everyone's
but-
celebrating.
Yeah.
It was a
did not
good
watch
moment.
Like that.
It was a good.
Yeah, we're not this family.
Yeah, I
Definitely
watch
not this
with
family.
my hands
I don't.
like
We
this.
hide. I'll even
Let's just
turn
bring
off
that back
the
again.
TV.
There,
Yeah,
yeah.
there it
That's
is.
what I mean. I hide.
Yeah, we just can't watch sometimes.
It's really bad.
That is awesome.
I need to get over that. That's embarrassing.
It's okay.
Oh my
It
gosh.
works,
Being a
though.
fan,
It
when
does
you're
work.
a fan,
Maybe.
you do crazy things.
Yeah.
It's like being in love.
I guess.
Yeah,
Bad relationships.
It is toxic relationships.
All right, who are we talking about next? Are we talking about these Eagles?
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I want to take a second here to read this out. I want your guys' reaction to this, right? I want to start playing this of your guys' favorite team right here. So this was according to a study from bonusfinder.com. It found that Eagles fans are nearly 7% more committed than Chiefs fans.
Oh, committed or mean?
Well, I mean,
Eagles
I
fans
guess
are
it
mean.
depends on
Committed or contentious?
It is not sitting well with Chiefs fans everywhere, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would say it wouldn't.
I'm going to say, though, I kind of disagree with that because I was heading over to work from the gym this morning. No lie, this is brand new.
Okay.
And I was driving home. In front of me was a bright red car with a Chiefs logo on the car.
Yeah.
And then on the front, on the windshield, full-on Chiefs banner and everything.
Love that.
I've never seen a more decked out, like, Chiefs car in my life. I thought you would have one, but it's apparently this is just a common thing. Everyone here is Chiefs fans. I mean,
No, I don't think so.
Not everyone.
Yeah.
But definitely not.
Wait, in Kansas
everyone.
City, that's not called a Chiefs car. That's called a car.
That's just your car.
it's just a car.
It's just a car.
Yeah.
That's just a
I mean,
car.
the Philly fans, though, they are hardcore. They're kind of mean. I mean, they booed Santa
They're
Claus.
mean.
Oh,
We
yeah.
talked about,
Throw the
how they
snowballs
booed
at
Santa.
'em.
Yeah, throw
Yeah.
snowballs at Santa Claus. So they can be pretty mean, right? Didn't the 49ers, Warner
Fred Warner.
said his wife
yeah.
was kind of bullied
Yeah.
in the stands. They told her they hoped her plane crashed.
Yikes.
Wow.
Who says that?
So who says that? So Philly fans are pretty
Unreal.
hardcore, but this game, I think that Jason Kelsey, and the Travis Kelsey, I think, and the Andy Reid, that has really tempered
Everything.
everybody's anger. So it sounds more like a Pro Bowl flag football fun game.
Yeah, and I feel like a couple years ago when the Eagles won the Super Bowl,
Yay!
they were the underdogs. Like nobody expected them to get there, so
Yeah.
they kind of
And who did they beat?
Wow.
Yay!
Of course, Tom
Kinda
Brady.
took on that like underdog mentality, and that was kind of like they were so scrappy with it. Like they attacked everybody. I feel like now that since they won that Super Bowl, they kind of died down a little bit. Not to say that they're not still crazy and tough guy Philly fans, but they're not as, I guess they don't have a chip on their shoulder as much as they
Yeah.
did when they won that past Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, that's true. Same like the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs
Exactly.
fans were just really stressed out all the
Yeah.
time, and then once 2020
Kinda
came, it was like, all
relaxed.
right,
Yeah,
well, that
we
was
got a
50
ring.
years. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I will
true.
say, yeah, I think the real winner though this whole week is just Donna Kelsey, right?
Oh.
It is.
Because nobody really cares
Yeah.
who wins, at least for me, because my team's not in the Super Bowl. Won't be in the Super Bowl for a while, but
Yep.
I'm rooting for Team Kelsey. That's who
Donna
Team
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
She's been
I
doing a
liked
great
how
job.
There
Yeah.
was like I think there was like a petition or something to have her actually do the coin
the coin
toss.
flip,
yeah.
Do the coin
Sign
flip.
me up. I'm in that petition.
I know
Yeah.
that's so cool. I mean, I can't even imagine having
great.
two sons make it even that far to the NFL. But
Right.
hey, now they're playing against each other.
I know.
It's so crazy. You brought up Tom Brady though. Funny enough that you did that. Here he is. He's one guy that we're probably not going to see in a Super Bowl ever
Yay.
again.
Yep.
Team
Lynn Kawano's
Giselle.
favorite.
Team Giselle.
Legendary NFL quarterback Tom Brady
Cheater.
announced that
Legendary.
he's retiring for good.
Team Giselle.
Brady, the 199th pick of the 2000 draft, calling it quits after 23 seasons in the NFL, has had 7
just fell
Super Bowl
asleep.
wins. Did you just fall asleep?
Yeah, I don't know what you want me to say,
Wake me up when you're done with
Davis.
this, Davis.
How much?
Hey, I just had to show it.
How much
'cause-
Brady brand do you think he's wearing right now in this video?
I don't know.
Wow.
Probably wearing like Old Navy.
He is gonna do well for himself though. And
I mean,
for
he's
sure.
newly single, living that life, and I know a lot of people have been questioning whether or not this is a for real retirement. I just saw a post by Adam Schefter this morning that he has officially filed with
Yeah,
the
he's done.
NFL and the PA.
Yeah.
Retirement
benefits.
retirement benefits. So he is officially
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
He
which
can
makes
be
sense.
eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2020. Was it 5 years?
I don't even care.
Yeah, I don't.
Look at that
mean-
face,
I
Lynn.
won't even care.
Aren't you gonna miss
I mean-
Tom?
I won't be attending
Yeah, out on
that.
this town.
She doesn't care when he's eligible for the Hall of Fame. They're wondering when Giselle's next show is.
Yeah.
They want to know
Yeah,
what her
we're
next
Giselle
show
girl
is.
back on the
Yeah.
runway.
Yes, we're Giselle fans.
Team
Yeah,
Giselle.
Team Giselle.
Okay. All right. I
I
get
think
it.
she's a Chiefs fan too.
Really?
At heart.
Probably is a big Chiefs fan. She loves barbecue.
We all love barbecue.
All right. Well, next I'm going to go into, I know, Lynn, you're very superstitious. So I don't know if you're going to be giving us any predictions yet, but you know who has given us predictions? Animals have given us predictions. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to go
Elephants
into some animals.
have such
So
great
guys, this
records.
first video is from Tempe, Arizona at the Sea Life Park. The
Shout out Sea
turtle
Life Park.
and shark predicted that the Chiefs will win.
Ooh, I think that's bad luck, actually. I don't like that.
You think that's bad luck?
Yeah, I don't like
Why is
that.
that
Yeah,
bad
I'd rather
luck?
they not pick
I'd
us.
rather us just be the eternal underdogs. I prefer that.
The eternal really?
Yeah, I prefer that.
You're that superstitious?
Didn't the elephant here pick the eagles, though? The Honolulu Zoo elephants?
Yeah.
Well, there was supposed to be 2 elephants, and they were each gonna pick from a watermelon, and then one said, "I don't want to do this," and left. And then the other
That's
one
the
just
Chiefs fan
the other
running
one
away hiding.
the other one
Yeah.
just ate 2
That's the
eagles
Chiefs fan.
2 eagles watermelon.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
so-
going to get to that video in a sec. Guys, we have
Oh.
more animals, though.
Uh-oh.
So
Oh,
we're taking a
wow.
trip to Kansas now, where 2
Yes, we
orangutans
are.
selected their Super Bowl winner.
I think only
Zookeepers-
Chiefs was the
Yeah,
option.
Zookeepers, there it is.
They hit it. It was under the tree.
Zookeepers brought out
That's amazing.
Zookeepers brought out orangutans
Aw.
Rudy and also her baby Adara to make their selection. Rudy ended up picking the Chiefs to win again.
The other one was sealed shut. though.
Yeah. Was this on the Kansas side or the Missouri side?
That's
of the
true.
City? I mean, I guess it doesn't really
So you got
matter.
a couple animals there. And back over to Honolulu. This
See?
is what Kyle was talking about. Our very own elephant Mari made her selection for the winner. Watermelons with each of the team's logos were put out in front of her, and the 47-year-old Asian elephant ended up picking the Eagles to win Super Bowl 57.
That's fine because I think
boy.
Mari picked the Bengals last year.
Yeah. I think she's
What are you
So
trying to say,
I'm good
Lynn?
with this. I'm just
I'm
good with
okay.
this. I'm fine
Yeah.
with this. She's
We'll keep it
she's
at
cool.
that.
She's good. What happened to the other elephant? Where'd the other?
The
was
other
she not
elephant
hungry?
just
She's
kinda-
back
Oh,
there.
there she is.
She's like, I couldn't
She's
care
like,
less
yeah, I
about
don't-
this.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
other
like
elephant
football.
was just not hungry.
I don't do football.
She did not do football.
Once the World Cup
Super
was
Bowl
over,
Sunday
yeah.
is the best day
Yeah.
to go surfing because it is more empty than
I
on a
believe
regular
that,
Sunday.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
I think she went
absolutely
surfing.
true.
Calms your
anim-
nerves, huh?
Well, the animals had their picks. Guys, I am going to ask, how confident are you feeling for Sunday?
Not at all.
What's the vibe?
I'm not
at
feeling
all.
The
confident.
vibe.
I'm not feeling
Yeah,
confident.
the
at
vibes
all.
are off, Davis.
It's
if we're
always
being
off.
honest. We're both very nervous.
Okay.
And we don't like predicting stuff. We're just gonna go into it and see what happens. And this is the last football game of the year or of the season.
the
So let's
season.
just enjoy it.
Yeah,
That's true.
It is hard to see the Chiefs overcoming the injury of Mahomes, the wide receivers all being down. It's hard to see them taking on a very healthy and strong Eagles team right now. You know, if this was 5 weeks ago when Hurts was just coming back from his injury, I'd feel a little bit more confident. But honestly, it's kind of be a very difficult game to watch. I might be cleaning the bathroom and hiding under the blanket again.
So, yeah, we're going to be expecting this again. I just wanted to pull that back up again.
My kid took that
Exactly what
picture.
she's
Yeah.
gonna look like.
That is so good.
You guys are just gonna be waiting till for halftime, right?
Yeah, Rihanna.
Oh, I can't wait for Rihanna.
Riri.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for.
I want to know how she did her hair. That was so cool. I like that. I'm gonna do that.
Been
love
6
her
years,
promos.
guys. 6 years since we've ever heard another Rihanna song.
Really?
It's been-
And
Yep.
performed, right? She
And-
hasn't
yeah,
done
and
any
performed.
live
Yeah, and
shows
she
since.
just gave birth,
Yeah.
right? Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
New mama, yeah.
She's
New
amazing.
mama.
Full of trivia of
Yeah.
information.
We have prepared for
just
this
Rihanna
Super
fans.
Bowl.
We're just Rihanna stands.
Yeah.
What can we say?
I
yeah,
am too.
exactly.
I love Rihanna.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. We
Giving
have
us a little perspective
we
on the
have,
Chiefs side.
An Eagles. I wouldn't even say Eagles fan.
It's
maybe
not
like
fan.
a.
Wait.
We need.
Who? We don't have any in this newsroom.
Mark Carpenter.
The Broncos.
Yeah.
Mark Carpenter's a
That's not-
Broncos.
All right.
fan.
Yeah.
I'm
So
an Eagles
Broncos.
fan.
I've known him many years, and he's a
We
Broncos
love
fan.
Mark, but he's not
I
an
think
Eagles
I think
fan.
it was more so to be anti Kansas City, so his Broncos
yes.
You chose a
fan
Broncos fan.
will fuel his information on the Eagles side. So he's
exactly.
rooting against the Chiefs.
And
so.
we have a lot of Raiders fans in here.
We do,
too.
but
So
I
you
mean,
could have found
Raiders.
them. A lot of
I know,
Raiders
but I mean,
fans.
like at least, well, I mean, not the Broncos either, but you know, the Raiders, they won't make it to the playoffs for a while. Neither will the Broncos.
What?
And you know,
Your words, not
Wait,
ours.
Derek
Jeez,
Carr
fighting
was the
words.
man.
I mean, I guess not. Did you hear what he said at the Pro Bowl? He's gone. He's out of here.
He has a lot to say at the Pro Bowl.
He might go to Tampa Bay.
Feisty.
Tampa Bay, wow.
Maybe. So who's going to be the next Raiders quarterback? Tom Brady?
Jared Stidham?
Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Jimmy Garoppolo?
There's a lot of options.
Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
Fields?
Fields?
It's a lot of options, guys.
There are.
I think one thing's for sure, Mahomes is not going anywhere.
No, he's not. He's got a 9-year contract. Yeah. 9 years left.
Can't get rid of the MVP.
No.
Well, thank you guys so much again for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
We'll see what happens. We'll see if we see Lynn on Monday, of course.
Well, win or lose, I don't know if you should see me. Either way, it's
intolerable.
Difficult.
She's just going to have herself a good old personal day and see her on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
As the Broncos say, let's ride.
Let's ride.
No, nobody says that. Nobody says that.
Let's ride.
Don't say that. That's right.
All right, you heard it from Lynn and Sienna. Probably two of the biggest Chiefs fans in the state, Kyle.
In the state,
I would
in
say.
the office, in the Pacific Ocean.
I would say so. We had to even it out, though. He's a Broncos fan, but right now he's going to represent Eagles for us.
Exactly.
Mark Carpenter.
Thank you.
Thank you for evening this out for us.
Anything to help you guys out. But I will say this, though. I give Lynn Kawano credit because I know that she is a diehard Chiefs fan, but she is not irrational or obnoxious or anything.
Exactly.
She comes across as a very heartbroken Chiefs fan and knows very well she could be rooting for a team that is completely not in this position.
Right.
She has seen so many crushing Chiefs defeats, and so she knows how quickly it can dissipate. And then also, yes, I want to preface this. I am not an Eagles fan by any means. I just heard about your show and what you were doing, and I heard you're only going to have Chiefs fans with Lynn and Sienna. So I was like, you know what? I'll just bring in the Eagles side, and I'm going to talk about from an objective standpoint and what the film says and what we see on Sunday. I'm a diehard Broncos fan, though. Yeah. Which means I don't want to see the Chiefs win.
Exactly. So it almost works out. AFC West rival. Broncos, he's going to root for the other team. I don't think he wants to see the Chiefs win another Super Bowl.
Yeah, you have to. And thank you so much again for doing this. It was such an effort to even get Lynn on the show because she's so superstitious about all of this. It's making her really nervous to do this. So we'll see what happens.
I get it. She doesn't want to profess her love for this team.
Exactly.
Much. Right. I get it.
We came in, all of us with notes. Obviously, we got the stats down. Mark, what are you thinking about this matchup, Eagles-Chiefs?
Oh, I love it. I mean, initially, I think that this is the matchup featuring the two best teams in the league. I thought the Final Four was terrific. I thought it made sense. I thought San Francisco was the hottest team, and I thought Cincinnati, was deserving of being in the AFC title game. But in the end, you expected the Chiefs would be in this point, right, with Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. And what we have seen throughout Philadelphia, I mean, I know that there were a lot of the, going into the preseason, they really were the sexy pick.
Right,
a team looking at it with Sirianni was able to put together with the run game down the stretch. A lot of expectations with A.J. Brown, another year of Jalen Hurts. And through the regular season and through what we've seen in the postseason, they've been dominant. It makes sense that they're here. And so, I can't wait to see what we're going to watch on Sunday.
I can't wait. I mean, you want to talk about a team that is kind of well-rounded.
Of course.
You mean unfortunate injuries, right, to the 49ers, to Brock Purdy, but that defense before he got injured, they were swarming. And then on the other side, you want to talk about trenches. The Eagles' offensive line is probably the best group of five that I've seen consistently play all season. And it starts in the middle with that guy, Jason Kelsey. We're trying to beat the numbers on his and his brother's podcast with this episode. So hopefully we beat them. I'm just kidding. But, But they've rarely allowed pressure either up the middle or on the outsides with their tackles, and they've converted. I have the stats right here. We talk about stats.
78 sacks too for the defensive line.
Right. And they've converted 22 out of 32 fourth down attempts. Mm-hmm. And just you want to talk about trenches, winning in the trenches, the Eagles' offensive line has been the standard this year.
Well, just looking at it on paper, that the Eagles clearly are, just matchup-wise, they are the better team.
Right.
They're faster. Right. They're more balanced. They have stars across the board. Their defense is so quick. The Chiefs, yes, they are dominant, and they have been in the Patrick Mahomes era. But this is kind of a different Kansas City Mahomes team. The fact that he doesn't have Tyreek Hill anymore. And looking at Philly, and I feel the same. going back to the NFC title game, a lot of people like to say, well, Brock Purdy got hurt, blame it on all the injuries. I think if Purdy even stayed in that game, it wouldn't have mattered because just that Chiefs defensive front at all levels, all right, they have superstars.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was as simple as that. I mean, the 49ers offensive line, they couldn't handle it. That was the entire game we saw that. I feel like if they had Purdy, maybe a little bit more of a chance, right?
I mean, it would have been probably a little bit closer, but even off the outside edge of the Philadelphia edge rushers, Hassan Reddick, and even in the interior with the additions of Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh, big names in the defensive front that they picked up mid-season. Oh my goodness, they were just swarming and smothering.
And the offense is so dynamic, and teams haven't figured out a way to stop it. The fact that they're able to just roll out all these different running backs, Miles Sanders, Scott, Gainwell, all guys that can, have a 100-yard game. And just what the dimension that Jalen Hurts presents with the fact that he's able to do the read option stuff and really just delay the plays. Deep shots to Fred Warner. Here's the thing about Hurts, though. He really hasn't had that explosive all-time game yet in the playoffs where, he's putting up 300 yards or he's really even hit many deep balls. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on going up against Kansas City.
Yeah, I want to bring that up too. I mean, this really is a quarterback matchup.
Oh, yeah.
And, Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, amazing throughout this season. I want to go over the stats really fast. Patrick Mahomes, 5,250 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Jalen Hurts, 3,701 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Mahomes ranked first. Hurts ranked 10th. I think you can't really look at those numbers too critically, though, because Jalen Hurts, I mean, we have to remember he was injured for a while during the season. And, I don't think those numbers do it quite justice, but, I mean, Mahomes obviously just a stellar quarterback. And it's going to be hard for the Eagles to even, kind of match up against them at times.
And, I think speaking of when Jalen Hurts was out with the injury, you kind of saw when they had Gardner Minshew and how limited that offense looks without Jalen Hurts behind center. And, like you said, limited and, how they can't have those play actions. And
even with that offensive line, where it's Pro Bowlers all across the board, all with those running backs. And so, Hurts has really proved himself. The fact that, there were so many questions about the fact that can he be an ace for your team, right? Can he be the guy for your team? And many like to say that Philadelphia is such a system-based offense, and it's all like Sirianni and what he's doing with his offensive coordinator. But Hurts is able to make it go. His instincts out on the field have been really impressive. The X factor, though, is how do they respond against Patrick Mahomes? The one thing that you could say about the Eagles is the knock on their schedule is that they haven't faced many elite quarterbacks.
Right. Yeah. Right.
They played Dak Prescott. Not sure you would put him in that tier. I mean, there's a lot of debate about that, right?
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers. Who is great, but this has kind of been a wishy-washy year for him.
Kind of on the decline this year.
When you're facing Mahomes, that puts everything to the test. But just looking at it, if you just don't overthink it and you look at the stats, Philly is the better team. Mahomes is just the X factor that could throw everything off.
Yeah, I agree. And it's going to be interesting to see, too, because Mahomes isn't 100%. We have to remember that.
Nope.
Not at all. I mean, he's been having that ankle issue. We even saw it in the last game, too. And we have to remember, too, that last ending hit, I mean, that was a big hit. Obviously, that kind of won the Chiefs the game in a way. I think the Bengals had that. The bag. If it wasn't for that late hit, cost them, all those yards, easy field goal.
And Burrow also threw an interception.
That's true.
And Burrow threw an interception.
But if you're the Bengals, you can't do that at Burrowhead Stadium,
Yeah. Still, though, it's really going to come down to that. I mean, we've seen injuries on both teams. Mahomes, it's that guy. He's been leads the NFL in yards and touchdowns, but it really comes down to whether or not you could stop him in this game. I think the Eagles have a chance. I really think, hopefully Lynn doesn't hear this part. But yeah, I feel and believe that the Eagles are going to pull out. I think they're going to win this game.
This is going to be a tough one, too, for that Eagles secondary and that linebacking core to be able to, like you said, stop this offense, stop 87 in the red and white, Travis Kelce. That is going to be a matchup nightmare, and that is, I think, going to be the true test for this Eagles defense to see if they can keep him at bay, because once he gets loose, it's really hard to stop him getting on a roll.
Yeah.
And Eagles, they do well against mediocre receivers. Well, we saw that with and we saw that with when they were playing against the Giants. They managed to really just take any offense out of the game. Of course, San Francisco, we all saw what unfolded there, keeping everyone so limited. But yeah, Kelce would be the biggest thing that the Eagles have to prepare for outside of Patrick Mahomes. I just can't get over the fact, though, that the defense is so quick. And they have, Darius Slay alone can take away half the field.
Right.
The speed that they have out there and just the aggression that they have out there and the versatility. I think if this game is going to be a blowout, it's going to be Philly. I can't see Kansas City winning in a blowout.
Right.
Yeah.
And like you said, not a lot of, besides Kelce, not a lot of offensive weapons at Mahomes' disposal. But, Mahomes...
Yes. Well, to their credit, they've made it all work.
He's made it work with no Tyreek Hill. Hawaii receiver Marcus Kemp getting some catches in the AFC Championship game. So you're just like, how is Mahomes being able to do this? But like Mark says, Darius Slay, I believe Gardner Johnson, Bradbury, that secondary, that's going to be a true battle. And I don't think that Kansas City offense has that blowout potential. I just don't see it. I mean, I
don't think they had that potential
out this year.
Yeah, I don't think they had that potential once Tyreek Hill left.
Yeah.
I think when they had, if Tyreek Hill was in this game, that's a whole other story. I mean, I would be total Chiefs right now. Now that he's gone, I mean, sure, the entire season they've made it work. Right, obviously Kelce, but you got to think coming into this game too. That's the main focus for the Eagles. I mean, they're going to focus all their attention on Kelce. Sure, the other receivers for the Chiefs are great, but I mean, Kelce's the guy. He's the guy that Mahomes is going to depend on this entire game. If the Eagles take it away, I mean, that's a done deal.
They've had 2 weeks to prepare for Travis Kelce, so I can imagine that they will have something ready to go. And the Eagles' defense has been the story of the success of this team. Yes, Hurts has been great. He really has just managed everything well. With the added expectations, but the defense has been impressive. I kind of feel like this is shades of the Kansas City Super Bowl that they played against Tampa a couple years ago, albeit the Chiefs' offensive line for that game was just completely decimated.
Oh, it was
Swiss
cheese,
and they're a little stronger on this front, but they're not remarkable. They're not remarkably impressive or anything like that. There's nothing particular that stands out.
Right.
But gosh, I mean, you lay it all out there. It's amazing.
And I don't think any of the Kansas City offensive linemen have a Christmas album out like the Eagles do. That's a quick shout out to the Eagles offensive line. They have that Christmas album that is.
Did not expect that.
It's a real bang. Oh, their left tackle Jordan Mailata was on the Masked Singer like a couple seasons ago.
True.
So
that's versatility right there.
That's just versatility.
It really shows that they can do kind of everything these days.
And obviously, just another side point. A lot of the buildup has always just been about the Kelce brothers, but like you said earlier, it's really going to come down to Jalen versus Mahomes. It's just going to be one of those QB battles. We'll see.
I think the biggest game plan is we've seen this right with high-powered offenses and high-powered quarterbacks is that the Eagles have the ability, because of the fact that they're able to convert third and fourth downs, they have the ability to just hold the ball for 6-7 minutes at a time.
Right.
And just grind out possessions. We saw that against the 49ers, all right? 49ers had no major injuries on their defense, and the fact that they would just kind of, keep whatever offense is there off the field.
Right.
That's always kind of been the game plan against Mahomes, right? Make sure he has no chances, limit his opportunities. Philly has the potential to just keep him on the sidelines for a majority of the time.
Yeah. Completely agree. It's going to be quite the matchup. I want to shift gears, though. Throughout this whole entire special, we're going to be playing different things during the Super Bowl, especially the Super Bowl experience. Thank you, Kyle.
Got you, man.
So we're going to be playing various packages throughout this special about what it's like to be at the Super Bowl. I obviously was really close, didn't go there. But Mark Carpenter, Kyle, you were there. You were able to experience all these events, specifically the Super Bowl experience. We saw it with Ian Shuring and also Steve last year. Completely jealous of that. What is it like to be there in person?
Oh, I mean, there are no words to describe it. I had the bonus because when we first moved to the Bay Area, that was when the Super Bowl was going to be held at Levi's Stadium.
Right.
Super Bowl 50. And the Broncos are my team. That happened to be the year the Broncos played in the Super Bowl. Woo. And I had gone to the AFC title game because I figured it was going to be the last time Manning plays Brady. So I booked an impromptu trip to the AFC title game to watch Broncos Pats the week before.
Right.
And when they got in, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to be playing at the Super Bowl I'm covering. being in the stands there, that really was a test of, the rule of like never cheering in the press box. Mm-hmm. That took everything, okay? Because we're in the first half. You have the strip sack against Cam Newton. And just to provide some context, I mean, that was when Carolina was rolling. Right?
That was their season.
That was a dominant season. I mean, much like this Eagles team.
Yep.
I mean, gosh, the 15-1 season and Cam's MVP season. And so you're thinking, oh, gosh, oh, no, they're going to be going up against, I'm happy that they're here. But what they were able to do, to be in the stands for that, was just a terrific experience and magical, really, because you're over there, you're feeling the energy. And the whole thing about Super Bowl, right, is just the build-up throughout.
Right.
And so funny thing is, during that week, in addition to attending all the different activities that were throughout the Bay Area, Bay Area is an excellent host city for major events like that because you can spread it all over throughout the region. That entire week, I was essentially embedded with the Panthers.
Right.
And so day in, day out, I mean, I was going to all their press conferences, shooting their practices and everything like that. And so for 5 days straight, which was just so awesome to see because that's when you're really able to talk story with the players.
Absolutely.
Fun fact, that was also, I had like a 5 to 10 minute interview with Sean McDermott, who was the Panthers DC at the time. That was just before he went to go on to become the Buffalo head coach. And so, you're able to see that. You're able to also see the, what happens with these teams in Super Bowl week is that there's so much buildup, right? The first week is install week. When you're at your respective home state, that's when you can get the game plan in order because you just know that when you get to the Super Bowl city for that week, it's going to just be all stay away from all the distractions and fine tune. And so you got to a point where, okay, Monday and Tuesday you have media night. By Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, they're exhausted. They don't want to be talking with any reporters or anything like that. Total media fatigue. And so I think that's the point where a lot of the teams are in now. It's like, okay, enough. Yeah. Like we can only talk about so many storylines over and over again. Let's actually get to the game. But the entire experience itself, surreal.
That's incredible. I mean, one of the things that stood out last year for me when Ian and Steve went was the field goal, the field goal try. That was the best thing ever. They attempted the field goal on the Sunrise show. Steve attempted it, didn't get to do it, but it just kind of showed they were going through all the different activities during the experience.
You got that. You got Radio Row going on, all the different block parties and everything like that. I mean, it
must be so much fun to be there. Yeah, I mean, just the vibe. I can't even imagine.
I went to a Snoop Dogg Red Hot Chili Peppers concert the night before the Super Bowl.
Okay. Speaking of that, I mean, you were at the Super Bowl. That was what? That was Coldplay, Bruno Mars, and
Beyonce? That was
that one?
Bruno Mars and Queen Bee.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Was Coldplay there?
They were technically they were the headliners technically, and then Bruno and Beyonce stole the show basically. But
much better on TV than it is in person. The halftime show.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
I imagine we were at the Allegiant press box.
Yes, we were. Yeah.
A couple years ago, and they're all ants down there, so I can imagine what the Levi Stadium press box looked like. And you got the Bruno Mars, Beyonce, and this year we have Rihanna.
Yep.
Rihanna.
You guys looking forward to that show?
No,
any Rihanna fans in here? I don't know.
Hey, fun fact. It's been 6 years since she's released any music.
Jeez, because everything is still
no one has heard from Rihanna until this moment.
She's a different season of life. Fun fact, and I hate to keep doing story time with Mark.
No, that's what you're here for.
When I was living in the Bay, I went to a Rihanna concert, and it was at the Oracle Arena where the Warriors used to play in Oakland. Okay, I was at a Rihanna concert. She had somebody open for her. You know what that guy's name was? Travis Scott. Jeez. And imagine that, right? Years later now. Yeah. That was when Antidote came out. That was the big hit. And it was like, oh my gosh. I was at a Travis Scott concert. Okay? And he was opening for Rihanna. So fun.
Oh my God. I just love the Super Bowl or the halftime show because you just never know who's going to pop up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best part. And then the commercials. This is the whole thing. This time of year is the best. Selfishly because it's like around my birthday and then the Super Bowl, so it's just like I get 2 presents every year, and it's great.
Fun fact about I want to bring this over now to some things that I got down. I want your guys' reactions. Here we go. A little study came out during Sunday's broadcast. Commercials are expected to be bigger for viewers than the halftime show. A new survey by Numerator shows 64% of people are looking forward to the actual football game. 60% say they're looking forward to the commercials.
Wow.
52% are excited about eating and drinking, and 49%
That's
are
way
looking.
too low.
I mean,
That should be-
49% are looking forward to the halftime show. It just goes to show that the Super Bowl isn't all about the game. That we're obviously fans are,
We're football fans.
We're football fans, obviously. But for a lot of people, it's about the commercials and the halftime show.
Well, the thing is, that's startling about that is that the games have been so good.
Right.
There was a stretch where, the Super Bowls were kind of boring. I think back to the early 2000s when the Patriots were doing their thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, gosh, I know there's a lot of Patriots fans, a lot of Patriots converts. But those games were brutal to watch,
Yeah.
okay?
Oh, yeah.
The 01, 03, 04 Super Bowls. But lately, what we've been seeing, every game has been a dogfight.
Oh, it's been so entertaining.
Just last year, I mean, Chiefs, Tampa, but
Yeah.
Chiefs, Niners was great.
Chiefs Niners.
Chiefs Niners was good.
That was fun.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I mean even the Bengals Rams one was
Yes.
that one was fun. That one was
enjoyed
exciting. Right? Yeah, like that one could have gone either way. With two exciting teams as far as the young youth of Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and then we got Matt Stafford trying to win his first Super Bowl after being exiled to Detroit for most of his career.
Yeah.
So like
exactly.
that's just the exciting part. Speaking of commercials, like I can understand, you here in Hawaii, big party, right? Every Super Bowl Sunday, bring all the family. Not necessarily the whole party are there to watch the actual game. It's a lot of kids, a lot of aunties, uncles. That kind of doesn't surprise me that there is like a good number of people that are like, oh, I can't wait to see like the new Ant-Man trailer, or like the what is Pepsi gonna do this year? What is Budweiser gonna do this year? Like I get it, but I want to go on a little tangent about commercials or Super Bowl commercials.
All right.
I don't
What do you got,
understand why brands release Super Bowl commercials on like Monday leading up to the Super Bowl, and they're like, oh, we just released the Super Bowl commercial. Then it's not a Super Bowl commercial. It's just a
It's
commercial.
technically not. They just want to get ahead of each other.
Yeah,
That's
Super Bowl
the
week
main
commercial.
thing. Yeah, it's a Super Bowl week commercial.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just save it for the bowl, man. That means they want to. You got to tune them in. Anyways, tangent over.
That's a little tangent, Kyle. I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl. I mean,
Gonna
this
be a
is the
fun
most
Sunday.
this is the most exciting time of the year. This is almost like Christmas in a way.
Absolutely.
For
Christmas
us.
in February.
For us football fans, I mean, this is what we've been looking forward to all year.
Right.
So I'm excited for it. Guys, everyone else excited?
Cue up the drama.
Absolutely.
Get your
Cute.
poke ordered early, all right?
Yep.
So you're not getting it day of.
watch
Pack your
out.
cooler beforehand.
Watch out for Lynn Kawano. You do not want to come across her
On game day?
on
No.
game day across the street. Just beware.
Yeah.
If the Eagles win, don't talk to her on Monday.
Don't talk to her on Monday.
If the Eagles win, she's not coming in on Monday. She's taking a personal day.
Seriously. Well, thank you so much, Mark,
Oh, thank
for
you.
coming in. Broncos fan representing the
Yeah, I
Eagles
mean,
fan
love to
Eagles
talk
fan
football.
base though. I'm
Talking Broncos Super Bowl next year. Okay?
Absolutely.
yeah.
Sean Payton's going to
Exactly.
take him to the
Let's
promised
ride.
land.
Okay, let's ride.
Let's ride.
Davis, speaking of the uniqueness and the special place that is Arizona, this is something that is uniquely Arizona, as the Super Bowl game balls were delivered last Friday in a very unique way. More than 24 riders decked out in authentic cowboy attire rode 200 miles from Holbrook to Scottsdale to deliver the game balls, along with 20,000 first-class letters. Relaying the bags from one rider to the next along the route.
Dude, we carry mail from all over the world. It's first-class mail. We're sworn-in mail carriers for a week, and so we just love it.
It's fun, sometimes a little exciting, sometimes even more exciting than than you want it to be. But it's always a lot of fun, good people to hang with.
This is the 65th annual ride for this Pony Express, led by the Navajo County Hash Knife Sheriff's Posse. They make this ride every January and February, Davis.
Wow. That's incredible. What a way to deliver these game balls.
Just, again, I love how cities, make the Super Bowl their own whenever they're in it, and they intertwine their culture and just the unique parts about them. I mean, last year it was in your neck of the woods, so I think it was very much LA, right? It was very, very cool, very fun to be out there.
It was.
I mean, we weren't out there. You were out there for a little bit.
I was on the outside, Kyle. I was on the outside.
You were tracking down counterfeit merchandise with Lynn Kawano. That's what you were doing. So. Oh, well. Now, this is a cool story, Davis. The artist La Morena is the first Chicana and indigenous woman to create the theme for the Super Bowl, including the design on this year's tickets. Now, she brought together a special group of artists to create this mural at the corner of 2nd Street and Washington. It covers 9,500 square feet, making it the largest Super Bowl mural so far.
We're on a learning journey. We have never done a mural this size. It doesn't look like it, but it's a lot of layers. It's a lot of colors. It's a lot of planning. It's a privilege and it's an honor, and I hope folks really get to absorb this wall and connect with just the rich culture and collaboration that's on this wall.
Now, Kyle, I was looking at the mural and I was just amazed to see the colors. I mean, even on the logo, you just see the bright blues, the bright pinks, the bright oranges. It was honestly just simply incredible.
And I don't know if you're aware, but this blue, this piercing blue and this like purplish color, that's so much Arizona and like just ingrained with their indigenous culture out there. I just love this color, dude. I love the colorway, and it's going to be intertwined throughout the entire Super Bowl theming. It's just chef's kiss, dog. One of the biggest honors of the Super Bowl is singing the national anthem, and the lucky artist this year is country music star Chris Stapleton. And Mesa native and Academy Award winner Troy Kotsur will perform the national anthem in sign language. Kotsur is known for his role in the movie Coda. The pregame lineup also includes Babyface, who will sing America the Beautiful, and Sheryl Lee Ralph, who will sing Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Now, staying along the theme of music, if you're not watching the Super Bowl for the game, then you're probably watching for the halftime performance. Superstar Rihanna is set to perform in this year's Super Bowl. Take a look at this promo video she posted last month ahead of the big game.
It's been 2,190 days.
Dude, Rihanna, we waited for you.
It's been over 6 years since the 9-time Grammy winner dropped her last album.
Riri, where have you been?
We've been impatiently waiting for her. How we got Rihanna?
The fans just predicted the end of the
Everybody has
Now, it's been quite a while since we've heard from Rihanna. In fact, it's been 6 years since she's come out with any new music. It looks like, though, that she'll be ready to put in quite the performance this Sunday. Well, heading to the Super Bowl is a special experience, but it's not quite cheap. Fans hoping to attend the big game could be looking at paying close to $5,000 on average per ticket, Kyle.
Oh my goodness.
Travel company Hopper says NFL fans making the trip should expect to spend nearly $9,000 for tickets, flights, meals, and hotel stay. Now, Kyle, last time I checked on Ticketmaster, it was going for nearly $6,000.
Oh my goodness. Is Ticketmaster still online with the whole Beyonce and the Taylor Swift thing? And now the Super Bowl? Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine that.
Davis, you're going to get a kick out of this.
Okay.
State Farm Stadium was just named one of the best NFL stadiums for tailgating. The online betting site Betway looked at parking, prices for all the tailgating essentials, and how early the lot opens before kickoff. The home of the Cardinals came in 9th, mainly because it was the 3rd cheapest price for parking in the league, at $12.22. Now that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Tailgating is also open for 4 hours before every game. The top 3 teams for tailgating are the Falcons, the Giants, and the Jets.
You know, Kyle, $12.22, that's really not bad when you're paying nearly $6,000 for a ticket. So you got to have something cheap in there somewhere.
Right.
So this is kind of making up for
it's a little bit balanced. One thing about this top 3, though, can we talk about it? The Giants and the Jets? That's the same stadium.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be categorized separately.
Yeah.
Give another team the 3rd spot. Give the Giants Jets combo because they share a stadium.
Yeah, they do.
And then, obviously the LA teams will have to do the same as well. But still, dude, what are we doing? Giants and Jets, you guys can't win any games, so you have to win at this.
Oh, no.
Now, Davis, this is a story that you can relate to is something similar you covered in last year's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Chiefs jersey or an Eagles hat, you're always running the risk every Super Bowl of purchasing counterfeit items, and officials say that it's getting all too common. Susan Campbell tells us what shoppers should look out for.
Last year, DHS says it seized about 268,000 fake sports-related items, and investigators are watching out for more counterfeits to land here in Phoenix ahead of the Super Bowl. This jersey's a fake, so's that hat. And you guessed it, the Super Bowl rings aren't real either. Neither's that Lombardi trophy.
We basically target all merchandise coming into the country looking for high-risk shipments. It's not as easy as you would think, because they're not going to label the shipment as jerseys.
Guadalupe Ramirez from U.S. Customs and Border Protection says counterfeit goods are common.
Sky Harbor, Miami, JFK, LAX, Long Beach, anywhere you have an international port, airport, seaport, land border port, they're coming in. So it's coming from all over.
And with the Eagles and Chiefs set to square off in Super Bowl 57, law enforcement is watching for more fakes targeting football fans.
In Super Bowl, we have a lot of individuals, unfortunately, that are taking advantage of fan enthusiasm. They're looking to make a quick buck, and they're trying to rip off people.
Here's what you can watch out for so you don't end up with any counterfeit gear.
If the quality of the material doesn't feel correct, if there's stitching, some things that might seem obvious, you probably don't have a legitimate product here.
The cost will also be a big red flag. If it's a lot cheaper than you'd expect, it's probably a fake. It may seem harmless, but it's not a victimless crime.
What does that mean to the businesses? What does that mean to the folks that aren't getting the jobs that they would have if the money was actually going through the proper system, as well as taxes being paid? That's one part that gets overlooked a lot, but that has an impact on schools, on the roads, on our community.
That's why technology like this is used to catch the counterfeits. We've learned mobile X-ray scanning technology will be at the stadium for an extra layer of protection during the big game.
During the Super Bowl, you'll see a lot more of these semi-trucks, vans, and cars coming in to conduct business before the event and the day of the event, and we're just there to help as a layer of security to ensure what's supposed to be coming to the stadium is coming to the stadium.
If you spot a fake, you can report it. We have a link on our website, azfamily.com. I'm on your side, Susan Campbell.
Now, the Super Bowl isn't the only main event in town, as the WM Phoenix Open is happening at the exact same time. The event is featuring a lot of celebrities. Country music star Jason Aldean and former MLB All-Star Alex Rodriguez are the latest names added to the roster. This will be the first appearance at the Pro-Am for both of them. Larry Fitzgerald, Jerome Bettis, and J.J. Watt will also be there. And when we say big boom in economy, we are talking a really big boom, Davis.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at the Phoenix Open, for example. An ASU study says last year's WM Phoenix Open pumped about $450 million into Arizona's economy. The Thunderbirds, which host the Open, commissioned the study and also reported an annual employment impact of almost 4,300 jobs. Now, the Thunderbirds say this shows the event is not only crucial for economic development in Phoenix, but for the entire state.
Kyle, it just goes to show that just the impact that these major
sporting
events have.
Right.
And when you combine the Super Bowl and the Phoenix Open, that's a big boost.
Oh, it's going to be
right?
so fun. I mean, I recently got into golf. I love it. It's fun.
Okay.
And I also have a passion for football. So that week's going to be awesome. And if you know anything about the Phoenix Open, last year there were like 3 Eagles, the hole-in-ones. That was so crazy. The place went nuts. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Now we continue to talk about this economic boost for Arizona with these two events going on, the Super Bowl and also the Phoenix Open. There's a lot of excitement for not only fans coming to these events, but also for business owners too. The Super Bowl, the Open, and all the events that come with it are welcome news for the hospitality industry.
I bet.
Arizona has grown, not just in terms of their population, but also when it comes to restaurants and hotels. They're hoping this will be the best Super Bowl in the state yet, the 4th to date. It'll be the biggest series of events since the start of COVID-19, which was crippling for the industry.
I mean, I can only imagine the boost that major sporting events give to cities, especially after a pandemic when a lot of those things weren't happening or they were happening at like half the scale. This is going to be great for the city and all that comes with it.
It's going to be such a boost for these business owners, especially small business owners, as we've seen here too, to just have this kind of, this boost in tourism over there, boost in visitors, purchasing goods. It's overall a good thing for these businesses.
And, I think for travelers too, and I think we heed our own advice, when you go and travel, I think, when we went to LA for the men's volleyball national championship, we tried to find small hole-in-the-wall restaurants and local joints, try and support that local economy. And I think everyone should as well.
Shop local.
Find that breakfast burrito spot that you'll go to every morning like we did.
That's what we did, yeah. Now, Kyle, bring your water bottle on this one.
Oh, I'm ready.
Let's go. Now with the Super Bowl and the Phoenix Open both coming to Arizona, surprisingly enough, hiking trails are going to be packed. Whitney Clark has the full story from the desert.
Whitney here at the Apache Wash Trailhead. It is just really a gorgeous start to the morning. We have been really lucky with some beautiful weather, perfect for hiking. And if you have friends or family coming into town for the Open, if they're going to be here for the Super Bowl or spring training that is just around the corner, we want to let you enjoy the outdoors and do it safely. So we have Claire joining us with the City of Phoenix. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
This is a gorgeous backdrop. This is a gorgeous trail. Tell me a little bit about the trailhead, where we are and what folks can expect.
Okay, so we're at the Apache Wash Trailhead. So it's one of our northernmost trailheads in the Phoenix Sonoran Preserve area. Plenty of parking here. You don't have the parking battle that you might have in some of the more other popular trailheads. And this accesses quite a bit of land and trail mileage of the trails in the Sonoran Preserve. So it's got a variety of opportunities, different difficulty levels. So there's some easy hikes. So if you have some folks that may not be up for a hard hike, there's opportunities to do shorter loops. Or for people who want to do a longer loop, there's plenty of opportunity to go long hikes out here as well.
It's always a good time to talk about safety. Sometimes that seems to be the emphasis in the summer when we get those warmer temperatures, but we got to talk about it now. If you have family from out of town, maybe they're not used to the desert, maybe they're not used to our climate, what do you want people at home to know?
We always want people to prepare. We have the Take a Hike, Do It Right flyer that we've provided, plus it's posted at our trailheads, but you need to prepare beforehand. So make sure you have plenty of water, hat, the appropriate clothing, good hiking boots or good shoes that you can wear. Let people know where you're going to go, when you expect to be back, and just know your limits. And if you aren't feeling it, if you go out, start hiking, you don't feel good, nothing wrong with turning around and coming back. So just prepare ahead of time and make sure you have plenty of water available. And even in the wintertime, people don't realize you can dehydrate just as easy in the winter as you can in the summer.
It's certainly something you don't think about when it's a little bit cooler, especially in the morning, for sure.
Absolutely.
So Camelback and Piastoa tend to be, really popular. Online, it usually gets a lot of folks out to those trailheads, but there are so many options within the city of Phoenix and in the surrounding areas. Any other recommendations you would have that would be close by for folks as well?
Yeah, absolutely. The original Phoenix Mountains Preserve area is more kind of in the central Phoenix. North Mountain Park, Shaw Butte, Lookout Mountain. At North Mountain Park, we have a totally ADA paved accessible trail there that people can hike comfortably with their family and learn about some of the desert environment. In the Phoenix Sonoran Preserve areas, we have room here, Phoenix Mountains Preserve, plenty of other hikes available in and around those areas. Again, different ability levels, and we have maps that tell you what to expect. We have a system that tells you, what difficulty the trails are, so you can prepare that way as well.
All right, Claire. Thank you so much, and we hope you all enjoy the trails safely, whether it is this weekend, next weekend, or within the next couple months. We do have this Take a Hike, Do It Right flyer we'll have posted in our AZ Family mobile app, along with links to all the trails that we talked about. Happy hiking, everyone. I'll send it back to you guys.
Now, this story really gets me in the Super Bowl spirit, Kyle.
Yeah?
2 bars in Arizona have chosen their sides for this Super Bowl, and both will tell you that they'll win.
Oh, here we go.
Here's the story.
It's the battle of green and red in the desert, where 2 watering holes in Scottsdale pledge their loyalties to only one team. The Arrowhead will point you to Pub Rock Live.
How about those Chiefs?
And you can find your nest at Rock Bar. Die-hard fans of the Eagles and Chiefs hanging out at these Valley bars are more than excited for the big game.
For our home team to be here in our home state is just going to be a different environment, different feel for the entire thing.
I'll be here. This is my home away from home.
All of them ready for what they expect to be a great game, ensure their team will take the W.
Mahomes? No, doesn't matter. Kelsey? We got the right Kelsey. Our offense? They've been dogging us all year.
How about those Chiefs?
The one thing they can agree on is how lucky they are to have a spot to call their own in Arizona.
It's not just about Rock Bar providing the platform for what I get to do. They turn this into South Philly every game day. You walk into here, you can almost smell the cheesesteaks and the Yingling, which, by the way, we need to get Yingling out here in Arizona because that's my favorite jam.
This is really our time as Arizona Chiefs fans to shine and to show people how much that we bring Kansas City and Arrowhead.
We just try to make it a bit like being at home in Kansas City, like the real Arrowhead experience out here.
Just to see so many people have a common passion and just such a passion for something is kind of cool.
Now, Kyle, we're both fans of the sport, but I'm not quite sure if we can compare to this guy. 86-year-old Don Chrisman is part of a unique group of super fans. He's one of only 7 people to attend every single Super Bowl.
Wow.
Here's his story.
It's special.
86-year-old Don Chrisman will head west for his 57th straight Super Bowl.
I keep saying I'm going to give up, but then I get this. There's something inside that says you got to go. This is a game ball from Super Bowl 51, the overtime game.
Don, a diehard Patriots fan, is in a unique fraternity.
Well, we think it's now down to 8 total, of which we think we're the only 3 fans.
Although there were a few close calls.
You know, I thought it was over so many times, you know, and then I said 50 for sure, and then the Patriots went and got in 51. I had to go.
He'll be going again, hopefully with his daughter Sue.
I hope she's going because she's been my lifeline for the last 6 years. And, you know, getting around is not like it used to be. And sometimes I have to use a wheelchair if it's great distance. That is me at Super Bowl 1 with Stanley.
But keeping the streak alive is also a big expense.
Money, everywhere you look, there's big dollars, and we just go for the fun of it, you know, the guys, and to have a reunion.
A reunion he hopes will continue.
I'm afraid if I think if I gave it up and a day went by, then I'd brush it off and it's over. But until you get to, as long as you have the opportunity to get there, you kind of keep trying.
Well, Davis, we have to end with something cute besides the 2 fellas that you're staring at right now that
Completely
have been steering this ship all show. The Super Bowl might be on the top of everyone's mind, but we cannot forget about the annual Puppy Bowl.
Yes.
Now, that's right. We have 2 dynasties, some powerhouse teams. You got Team Fluff and Team Rough facing off in the Puppy Bowl, on Sunday. Up for grabs. Let's pause for dramatic effect.
All right.
The Lombardi Trophy.
Of course it has to be the Lombardi Trophy.
Oh, it's so perfect. So Team Fluff, Team Rough, they're competing for the Lombardi Trophy. I got to keep saying it. And of course, forever homes for all the pups involved. And, you know, if my living situation allowed pets, I would definitely try and get one of those puppies. Are you a Team Fluff or a Team Rough guy?
You know, I'm gonna have to go with Team Rough. I'm gonna go with Team Rough.
I'll go with Team Fluff.
I think we're gonna win this year.
Oh, okay.
I have high hopes.
I can't wait.
Lots of good players on that team. Lots of speed.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. You know, Team Fluff, they've been in it for a while, so it's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a good game. Should we even be doing a special about the?
We should have been doing it about the Puppy Bowl the whole time.
Kyle, we could have done profiles on every single dog competing.
I would have not said no. I would have been totally on board. Sorry we wasted your guys' time talking about football when we should be talking about the Puppy Bowl.
It should have been the Puppy Bowl all along.
Well, Davis, as this show is coming to an end, I want to get your thoughts. What are you expecting to see come Sunday afternoon in the Super Bowl?
You know, I said it earlier on in this special. I think the Eagles are going to win. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I wouldn't be surprised if I know it's going to be close. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be a really great game, knowing how hard both of these teams compete, how hard both of these quarterbacks compete. Mahomes has been on fire all season.
Right.
Hurts has been the same. I think it's going to be a close battle. I think Eagles come on top, though. Kyle?
I think, you know, if if it's going to be a blowout, kind of like what Mark Carpenter said a little bit earlier, if it's going to be a blowout, it'll be Philadelphia, because I don't think Kansas City has the big play potential all the time as opposed to like a previous Kansas City team. But this Eagles team, if they let Jalen Hurts kind of uncork it, it's going to be fun. He's got the line to run. He can throw. He's got some deep threats on the outside. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and it's just going to be a fun one. And if my prediction is wrong about a blowout, it'll be a super tight game, kind of similar to maybe like last year's LA Rams Cincinnati Bengals during the early goings. So I just can't wait. It's the two best teams in the respective divisions, and I just cannot wait for Sunday. Can't wait for Rihanna. Can't wait for the Puppy Bowl. The whole thing. We're back. Super Bowl. It's going to be so much fun, my friend.
Absolutely, Kyle. I am excited. This is what we've been waiting for the entire year. It's up to this one moment.
Here we go.
And I can't be any more excited.
I mean, me neither. It's going to be a fun one. Everybody, if you're going to a party, stay safe, have fun, enjoy the game. Thank you so much for taking a listen, taking a watch to this special edition of HNN Overtime, the Super Bowl special. We will see you guys later. If you want to listen to any of our previous episodes, you can head to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you want to watch it, head to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kyle Chinen for Davis Pittner. Aloha.